You know what it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
You know who it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Odie, Maurice,
Maurice, Odie.
black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Hey, oh.
Yes, Mo?
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy. It's the Black and Snurdy podcast with Odie and Maurice.
Wow, and we are here.
Yay!
Welcome, listeners, new and old, to the Black and Snurdy podcast, where we're just a couple of sexy nerds being black, being our unabashed, proud, loud selves. I'm Maurice.
And I'm Odie.
Yeah, it feels good to be back. We're still feeling funky. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. Honestly, I gotta be honest with you. And you can tell I'm being honest because I've said honest now what feels like 9 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm relaxed. I'm in the zone. You know, like I just feel, you know, just like that. I'm ready to go.
Do you want to know why you feel so ready to go?
Why?
Because
what was that? Oh my goodness.
Well,
I think I just jinxed it.
No. You feel like that because should we mark it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Let's go.
You feel like that because for the first time in however long, we are recording while the sun is still out. We have made it several hours before sundown, which, do you want to know what that is?
What? You tell me.
You know what that is? It's gross.
That it is. that we're doing this fun thing that we enjoy doing at appropriate hours and not at like 2:00 in the morning.
Yes.
That's progress on our part.
It is.
Isn't that all
It is.
we're trying to do? Like while we're in, I'll say that I'm in my 30s. I'm just trying to make sure that I progress like little by little each day. Every day in every way, I'm getting better.
Yay.
All right, enough.
That sounds like a Shel Silverstein poem.
I mean, it probably is. I feel like that was something that I probably said in elementary school. That's why it just lodged in my brain. But enough about elementary school, and not apparently enough about like positivity and stuff. Let us go to what's going on in pop culture. So lay it on me. What's going on? What's popping?
Oh, please.
That's not even a good segue because we're not talking about that. So
We are not.
What's popping? Why didn't I just do that as a drop?
You can just add that in later.
I will.
We can switch it up.
I will do it
We
later.
are the creators of our own universe. So really, we can do whatever the hell we want.
We really can.
Well, now on to these shenanigans. So your boy Justin Bieber is back in the news. And this time it's not for creating a album with MLK's likeness while just talking about random sex and whatever.
That was an actual thing that happened.
Yes, and he titled the
really
album
happened.
Justice. So, you know, it was a real bait and switch, to be honest.
No kidding. Oh, boy.
But no, this time it's because Sir Justin Bieber has debuted a new hairstyle.
Oh,
He debuted something that he is calling dreadlocks. To me, they look like the Grinch's fingers are all over his head.
I'm looking at. All right. So first and foremost, I'm looking at I'm looking at this photo now of him in his shirt. Is it just me, or does he look like he just looks like slightly more homeless J. Cole?
Oh my God! First of all. When I first saw this picture, I was like, he just looked really dirty, right? But then I saw somebody on Twitter say like, he kind of looks like just J. Cole. And I was like, he does. He looks like a lighter skinned J. Cole. But J. Cole definitely, like, he has J. Cole's like super emo. I went to St. John's.
He looks
and
like he's about to tell No Name stop being condescending to us, to Ben.
While I don't do any reading. I don't do any reading, but I just feel like you're wrong. And I just think a lot. But yes, he is. It's giving me J. Cole vibes. Yes. But anyway, he put these out earlier this week. And the internet had questions, concerns, comments.
You know what? He looks like I can smell him in this picture.
Exactly. You know, this is the thing.
Wait, hold on. Look, like.
This guy stinks.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel looking at this dude.
So, this is the thing. Technically, there is nothing wrong with anybody wearing their hair in whatever way. However, due to white supremacy, which has literally ruined really every social interaction that we could ever have in our lives, because it makes the innocuous into something where you are like riled up by it. Because like, and I will say Tamika Mallory, I don't know if you know her. She was a women's march leader. She does a lot with Black Lives Matter. She performed, I believe, at the what is the one when they singing awards? Grammys. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. She performed with Lil Baby, I believe.
The singing awards.
It's the singing awards. Yeah. Lil Baby, like he was doing a song about police brutality, and she came and like did a spoken word slam poetry thing.
I think the song is called "Bigger Picture" or something.
I literally have no clue.
It's just weird that like like all those.
I think that
I can't go back and like do push-ups to it or anything like that. It's like one of those like, oh, it's good, but
I feel like it was very weird to do that because of the fact that they hired white police officers or white people to play police officers that are like pretending or like making police brutality on the stage, and it was like a whole thing. And I don't really need performative police brutality when we're seeing it on the cameras in real life every day.
That is your stance.
But she had some reporter for whatever reason caught up with her and asked her about this, and she said, I think it's fine as long as Justin Bieber acknowledges where dreadlocks come from and the history, the deep rich history of where that look comes from and that style. It's fine. I don't think we can police what people wear, but I think we do have to make sure that folks don't act like they invented something new, because there's a deep African culture that's associated with dreadlocks.
I mean, that's true. Like,
I mean, I guess it's true, but here are the things. One, I don't call locks dreadlocks unless I see it on white people, and then they are dreadlocks because they are dreadful. And now this is why I don't say dreadlocks. Now this is the thing. A long time ago, I read, and I've not been able to find like a verifiable source, but allegedly the term dreadlocks comes from white people being like, "Oh, that looks dreadful," so it was like dreadlocks.
Kind of like how picnic is,
Yes.
for picnic.
Picnic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't
they
wanna
did
say
it. They did it.
Oh,
They're still
wait,
doing
hold
it.
on. That's me. Because I interrupted you. My bad. Sorry.
Thank you. So that's why I don't call them dreadlocks. I call them locks. Now, if that history is to be, if that term of dreadlocks is to be believed, which honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, because white people say things, anything that's not their culture is terrible.
Right.
So that wouldn't be surprising. So the problem for me to say to white people, yeah, it's fine for you to wear your hair like that, is for every white person that I've seen in pop culture or like in real life that wears locks or dreadlocks, because it's dreadful on them.
Yeah. They're probably hiding a dime bag of weed in their ball sack or something like that.
Well, the thing is that every time I've seen them, it's not like with black people or even indigenous people who have had their hair in varieties of locks throughout the world being here.
Okay, yes.
They're wearing it as like, ooh, I'm edgy and I'm a rock star and fuck the government and I'm an anarchist.
Or I'm counterculture.
Exactly.
It is a form of counterculture.
And my hair is not counterculture. The way that it grows out to naturally do that, if I keep my braids in a little too long, that's what my hair is going to look like. It's the natural way. So to say like I'm just doing, for a white person to take the style, not because they think it's necessarily beautiful and they love the rich history behind it and just like understanding the depth and the like, just the way that our hair just moves naturally.
To them, using our stuff is like not respected in the way that it should,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now I feel like, should everybody be able to wear their hair the way they want? Sure. But when we look at the history and we see how so much of our culture is and various cultures are just taken and stripped away. And then now, all these years later, when Black people are still to this day being kicked out of school, threatened to off sports teams, being our hair, the Crown Act just passed this last year, saying that natural hair was like legal to wear at work. Yet a white person could do well, not the same exact thing, because for them to get locks, it's like a whole disgusting travesty.
Right.
And then yet it's like cool, it's culture, it's chic, it's it. No, that's the part that bothers me. And people like online have been like, there's so many more things to worry about than his hair, which is true, yes. But the white supremacy is a sliding scale.
Yes.
It goes from the hair all the way up to rioting on the Capitol.
We should keep the same energy. So Justin Bieber, your hair, and all white people who are wearing the dreadlocks or just co-opting our cultural hair.
They should wait for it. They should wait. Ask a friend.
Honestly, anytime I see these hairstyles on these white people, quite frankly, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that I think anytime Halloween comes around and the inevitable happens where a white person is dressed up as Black people. That just tells me you do not have close friends. You don't have friends who care about you to tell you that's some bullshit, that's some stupid. You look ridiculous. You look sad. So sorry, Justin Bieber. I just I know that you love your wife, but I wish you I wish your wife had better sense to give you some good advice before you did this bullshit.
Would you be upset about? Would you like say that to him in his face if you saw him, or like if you saw a white person wearing locks?
He said the N-word. I'd smack him in the face, but then I'd get plowed down by bodyguards. So maybe I'd just be like, I'd do this thing with my finger, just like I don't know. I don't know what I would actually do. Okay, so what else is on the docket for today?
Oh, R&B singers. Well, I guess Justin Bieber wants to be an R&B singer, but singers are really getting into it on social media.
It wasn't worth it. Really
what did you say? R&B men?
I said R&B Bieber.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't.
You know what? Don't give him ideas. That's gonna be the next album. That is, and he's gonna be like, "See, I told you, those hip hop drums are in there. It's definitely R&B."
Oh man, why am I slowing down the podcast just to go back for a stupid pun?
Oh, brother!
Yeah, I'm giving this to myself. I get it to myself. Anyhow, what's up? What are we talking about? R&B artists.
So, as for of course, my computer is literally trolling me right now because I have everything up, and now all of a sudden the article wants to be like not loaded when it was literally just there.
Would you like me to vamp for a little bit?
Yes, vamp.
Okay, so quite frankly, like I personally think that. Why am I vamping? Fuck this. Like, I'm not going to cut this out.
Well, first of all,
like
what is vamping? Can you give me an explanation?
Oh, well, yeah. Vamping is stalling, just.
Why do they call it vamping?
Vamping, because it's a more theatrical way of saying, like, stalling for time or improvising, stretch it out. It's especially in production terms and even audio terms, like if there's an interview that's supposed to happen and the host is waiting for the guest to come and it's supposed to be scheduled at like 5 o'clock, but the guest is still not here, but they're already on the radio. So now they have to find a colorful way. Professionals, are pretty good at vamping. Like any time they've been able to like be put on the spot and they're not expecting. So like just, hey, go out there and entertain. Go out there and, do what you got to do. But, other times, people just sort of flounder. And luckily for me, I'm the type of person who will start any random sentence, not knowing exactly where I was going to go or what the point I wanted to make anyway, because I just love the way that my voice sounds. So that in and of itself right there and right here and what I've been doing this entire time is considered vamping. Thank you. I really hope that that's the one that you wanted to use.
That is exactly the one I wanted to use. Okay, so your boy Tyrese is back at it again.
Always my boy.
Yeah, well.
It's always my boy.
Yep. He's back at it again on social media.
What shenanigans is he? Is he crying about his daughter?
No, but he does that a lot. He just takes everything to social, and sometimes it's like, Tyrese,
we're a family.
Can you
We're
please
family, Rock.
just give it a rest?
What's his ass doing though?
So, if you didn't know, Tyrese has a new girlfriend.
You know what? Shout out to him. Shout out to Tyrese and his new girlfriend. Wait a minute. Is this one of those moments where I was supposed to? Yeah, I think so.
It was. So Tyrese's girlfriend, her name is Zelly Timothy. I hope I pronounced it right. She's a really beautiful girl. She's 25. He's 42. A little bit problematic to me, but you know, as the story, when you hear the rest of the story, you'll probably understand why I'm a little grossed out. So he was on Instagram Live, and he is shaving her lady bits, or her bits and pieces, her Reese's Pieces.
No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. First and foremost, it's Reese's Pieces. And second of all, we're not referring to...
First of all, you don't pronounce pieces.
They're pieces of Reese's.
They're Reese's Pieces. You do not pronounce pieces like pieces.
They're Reese's Pieces. Anyhow, and we're not referring to Lady
I was
Bush.
trying to be inclusive by saying bits, because it's not just lady bits. Because everyone that has a vagina is not a lady.
You're absolutely right. So he was shaving his significant other's bits, bitty. No,
stop it! My gosh, anything for Selena's, but that. Okay, so I'm just gonna play you a clip because it's just honestly, if I had to hear this, so do you.
Okay, hit me with that sweet clip.
Don't
empty that clip for me. You know, shoot me up with that clip.
So I'm gonna put the creamer on first.
Oh my God,
mix it with some oil.
Why? Why are you playing this for me?
But wait. There's more.
Can you put the creamer? Oh my goodness!
It sounds like what is that? What is that movie? He puts the cream on them. Okay, all right. Now this was.
Wait a minute.
You know, Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes,
it sounds like
that's what he puts the cream on.
This might be his audition for the reboot.
All right, this is the longer clip that I needed you to hear because this is when she's talking.
Okay, go for it.
Beautiful.
Ew.
No, it's beautiful. It's your man hands.
This is like ASMR. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I was scared that I was gonna hear.
I know we're supposed to be shaving, but I'm thinking about something else.
Shaving.
Ew. This is. Shh. Okay. There's also dead space.
Why are you sticking your tongue out?
I didn't even know I was doing.
You could hear it. You could hear the crunch. Okay, that's enough. You could hear the friction of the razor.
First of all,
you could hear it. Ew.
It's so gross that I almost barfed up my iced coffee listening to this.
You know, we just got demonetized, right? I don't even we're not even making any money, and we're making less money now because of that.
But this is the thing. Why? Now she posted it, I believe, on her story or Instagram story as well as his live. I don't know, but it was up there. And so, just like, why are these celebrities constantly putting us in what should be their private conversations? Even if he wanted to show people what he was doing, and she wanted to show people what he was doing. Why couldn't you do that on close friends?
Real quick, time out. But here's the thing. I can understand where you're coming from as far as like private conversations. Why is there such a private conversation as having a conversation between shaving your significant other's bathing suit area? Why is that even like a situation in which there would be a conversation to be had that's intimate?
Do you want to know?
Would you have somebody shave your stuff and then just like, is that a Sunday afternoon
Here's
for
the
you,
thing.
my dude?
Shaving.
Oh my goodness.
People shaving is a like kink for some people, or like an intimacy thing.
Okay.
Some people like that, right?
I personally, but sure.
I personally would not want my significant other to do that. I will go to European Wax Center and get the hard wax gel and get it all off. I don't need your help.
Shout out to the hair, wherever that place you just said. Y'all doing God's work.
But I can imagine, like, let's say Because the video is not explicit, right? Like you can't.
You hear
the
the
noise
ASMR
is explicit,
of it.
but you don't see anything. Like it just has her feet up, and then there's like these brown walls. I guess they're in the bathroom. I don't know. It just looks very weird. It looks like a hotel room bathroom.
It's a POV stirrup view.
Yes.
Yes. I imagine every woman goes and has when she gets her parts checked out by the doctor.
It does look like she's in the gyno. Yes, it does. That's exactly what I thought. Now, to me, only time.
Oh no. Sorry. Anyhow, continue.
The only time I could even kind of imagine me sharing this video was if I was sending it to like my group chat of my besties or something. And even then, like in my group chats, me and my friends, we sometimes share things that are like intimate, I guess, like are more like that you wouldn't just send to a regular friend, right?
Oh no, for sure. I know. And hey, to you out there who asked me for a dick pic, and then I sent it because I thought, oh, is this what was gonna lead to us having sex again? And it turned out you're like, no, I was just me and my girls are rating it in the group chat. So to you,
that's why you're only supposed to send semi nudes.
Yeah.
To people.
Well now. Fair enough. That is why you're supposed to.
But so I have sent like nothing like that. But like let's say if my friends and I got a wax or something, and we were like, oh, check out this thing. Now possibly, maybe I don't even that sounds a little far fetched. But I definitely am not sending or showing the world me shaving or being shaved by my significant other. This is exactly why, what's his name? Was it Paul Pierce who just got let go by ESPN?
I think so, yeah.
Because he had his stripper girls
and
his friends at the party drunk and high, and they were shaking ass and stuff. And it's like, this is something that you leave to the group chat. And not the world, not yours, not these are my best friends on Instagram. No, you leave it to your phone. Now, if it gets leaked out, okay, that's something else. But why are we being invited into your intimate moments? If I wanted to see that, I would sign up for your OnlyFans.
I feel like a lot of the stories that we ultimately run into in these sections, at least for me, the takeaway is that these people don't have friends. They don't have close friends that they can just share this information with, or to tell them, hey, don't do. You know what? And I hope that one day that eventually is a thing where we can put it on a T-shirt. Just like get some close. Like you either it'll say you clearly don't have close friends, or get yourself some close friends.
Like even a regular, not even as a what is the word? Associate. I would tell somebody, yeah, that's not a good idea.
Yeah. So
you need to rethink that.
Yeah. So you know what, Tyrese? Shout out to you for having a significant other, but dude, like keep that in the group chat.
And also, I mean, like it's great that you are good with being intimate with your partner's intimates. That's great. I love that for you both.
Yeah. Look, everybody should be down with OPP.
But the thing is, you know why I said it was creepy that he's 22 and she's 25? Although once you're over 21, you're an adult and you can have all this stuff. I can't say that at 25 your brain is not even finished. You're not even finished growing fully. Like your frontal lobe and stuff does not finish being developed, I believe, until like 27, 28. Yeah. So when she is 30 or 35, or even when she's his age at 42, and they're probably not together anymore, whether or not she's had a child by him, who knows? But they're not together anymore. This is what's going to be left over. And remember when we were in high school and I always used to be like, the internet's forever, watch out. Like,
right. Yeah, this is going to be there forever.
I don't know if people are really putting that into consideration. And even his old ass, like, well, 42 is not old, but it's old enough to know you don't need to be doing this online.
Exactly.
And I don't know if she's being able to get that same awareness.
Well, you know, and I've said this for years off mic, and I'll say it on mic now. When you're 25 and younger, nobody knows how to fuck. So it's all bad all the way around. So, you know, it's just trash. Moving on.
Is that
what
the
do we
takeaway?
That is the takeaway from me. What do we got next?
Okay. So, speaking about fuck shit, do you remember, it might be a little foggy for you. A few months ago, a bunch of asshats stormed the Capitol. It might be. You might remember.
That sounds vaguely familiar. Like I'm trying to, it kind of rings a bell. It's just like, now was this like a thing where like a bunch of white people was just like, they're just a bunch of patriots, right? Was that what it was?
Yes, you are correct.
Oh yeah, no, that I remember that fuck shit.
So apparently, and you remember how when that happened, the the Capitol Police,
yes,
were unable to arrest the horde of people there for whatever reason, and they let them just go home.
Of course, they couldn't arrest them. They were patriots. They were simply just trying to uphold like the constitutional rights that they have in this country. Like, come on.
Exactly. Now,
yeah.
Since that happened, the FBI has been like urging everyone, hey, you've seen these people, do you know who they are? Send them to us because we want to arrest them and charge them and da-da-da-da.
Oh, lazy ass fucking FBI.
I mean, but also...
Hey, you see them other than, the videos and the news reports of all the people that we see.
Do you want to know what the crazy part is? How come the NSA is listening to all of our conversations and has all this information on us? They're tracking us all the time due to the Patriot Act and all of that. Yet the FBI cannot seem to find these people that literally were saying their names and ages and workplaces, and some of them had their like police uniforms and firefighter uniforms on, and yet and still they're like, I don't know where they are. Who could possibly know? Where could they be?
You know what the sad thing is? Like, what if it turns out that like even white people in like places of authority can't tell other white people apart from each other? Like, what is like? Oh shit! Is that Derek from Des Moines? He looks just like Chad from Chattanooga.
Oh man.
Know.
Well, I mean, since that happened, they have gotten a few people just because, like, this one guy, his ex-wife turned him in.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe it was his ex-husband turned his wife in. Either way, like, people have been turning them in who've been seeing it, right? Now.
And shout out to everybody who's turning these motherfuckers in. Y'all are doing God's work.
You do. You are. You're great. So this one man who's been elusive and evading capture. His name is Robert Chapman. He's from New York. He's probably from freaking upstate New York, where they have hella KKK flags and Blue Lives Matter and all that other bullshit up there.
Yeah,
or he could be from...
They got KKK flags and KKK flags and KKK flags,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
Yeah.
He could also be from Staten Island, because... like Long Island, because hella races over there too. Right. But anyway, people, they've been looking for him. They haven't found him, and now he had a he was looking for love, because I guess it might be difficult to find your white empress during these trying times. We are in a panorama.
Karens need love too.
Exactly.
Somebody said, not me.
So he signed up for Bumble, and on his dating profile, he told his match that I did storm the Capitol and that he made it all the way into Statuary Hall. And he claimed he was also interviewed by the media, but like whoever. And so the person on Bumble was like, we are not a match. Unmatched them, screenshotted the conversation and sent it to the FBI. And now he is arrested and like being charged with 4 misdemeanors, including disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. So thank you to the Bumble user. Why is her name? Well, I guess she might be. She might
want to be like like
anonymous. Yeah,
anything like that. But
she probably would be like harassed by all the white people.
But you know what? At the same time, Flo, like that's now going to be on the list of things that universally. Stop putting that on your fucking dating profiles, okay?
Please
no
put
more
it on
pictures
there.
of you in that glass fucking structure where I forget where it is, but everybody has a fucking photo of themselves. Whatever that building is, where like I guess it's glass underneath, and they just take it and fuck. I wish I.
And the bridge in China.
Something like that. I think so.
There's a bridge in China where it's a glass bridge, and when you walk over it, everyone's always scared and like, oh no, you're talking about in Chicago.
Yes.
That super high building, and
Yes.
then I forgot the name of it.
Everybody has a picture of that. Enough of it. Everybody has a picture of themselves with a fucking tiger. Enough of it. And if you're literally saying, hey, hey, that's a sexy thing. This is me with my shirt off, and I also stormed the Capitol. Unacceptable. Okay, it just is. It just is. And yes, I'm well aware that I mispronounced capital just now, and I'm leaving it in. I'm not editing that out. It's nonsense. Enough of that.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you. I think
Wait, what?
people should definitely put whether or not they stormed the Capitol in their social media and in their dating profile so we can find out who the fuck they are.
That's fair.
You know what? Oh my God. I am going to either do this in real life or write a script about it. This is proprietary information.
Are you going to trap somebody?
Do you remember the Black Klansman?
Yes.
I am going to go undercover.
Oh.
Ooh, and you know what I'm going to be? I'm going to be a black girl who's super, like, I'm going to be like a Candace Owens.
Yo.
And I'm going to be the one to find all the men and women and them who stormed the Capitol. Also,
let's do this. Let's make this thing happen. You're going to be like, what's that Quentin Tarantino movie? About the dudes who were like hunting for Nazis.
Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, you're gonna be. Oh my God, you're gonna be the fabulous bastard. No,
the fabulous bastard. Oh man, yes, I'm doing it. I'm going to write an expose. I'm going to have a New York Times bestseller. Spike Lee was going to turn it into a movie, and here we go.
And you're gonna be able to get away with it too. You know why?
I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that bitch.
Dan, you are.
But that really, that really makes me happy. I should have put that story in what makes me happy this week, because we need to make sure all these bastards are just. I'm an abolitionist, yet and still, I'm still working on how to figure out what do we do with these people. Because they are not. I don't want them to be a part of my society. And even though I'm an abolitionist, I feel like I might be like, let's just arrest only white people. Like, that's the only ones that should be arrested.
Odie.
Because, like, they're causing all the problems.
Yeah, Odie, you're not gonna. This is literally the one time when you're not gonna get any pushback from me. Okay? Yeah. Sorry, white people. Like, y'all been fucking up for a real long time. Guess what? This cuts 2 ways now.
It's just really ridiculous, the fact that, like, that shit was so scary. I remember watching it and I could not keep my eyes off the screen.
I had anxiety too watching that shit.
Yes, I was so scared. I was really terrified that they were going to find Ayanna Pressley or AOC or any, like, they were going to get them and they were going to kill them.
It actually really ruined Family Game Night that weekend too, because because we brought it up and literally just it didn't divide everybody that was on Family Game Night, but it just made one person in Family Game Night feel mad uncomfortable, and just leave it at that. But it doesn't even matter. But like, yeah, it was just one of those things that you couldn't believe that it happened. And you know what? And don't worry. Hey, people who was there, we coming. We're coming and we gonna hunt you down.
I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that bitch.
So what else we got?
So the last thing I have today is, do you, by any chance, watch Pose?
Oh, come on. I love Pose. As a matter of fact, while we're recording this, it's coming on tonight at 10 o'clock. The final season. So I cannot wait to watch it tonight.
Well, I can't wait to watch it either. And I want to say that a lot of people are probably going to be tuned in because at the premiere on Thursday night, at the premiere party, there was a little bit of a kerfuffle or shuffle or whatever. Something was going on because.
Wait a minute. Time out. As a side note, if the musical artist got into a scuffle, would it be a herfuffle?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
And it wasn't worth it. You know, continue. Just speak.
Well, Janet Mock.
Yes.
Love her. She's an executive producer and director on the show.
I was this close to going shout out to Janet Mock, but I'm going to listen to what you're about to say before.
Thank you very much. So she was talking. She had a 15-minute speech that kind of went really north or south.
Or Chicago or Saint. She pulled a Kanye West.
She did. She pulled a Kanye West. So basically, she got up there, she was talking, and she was just having like a tirade about her pay on the show.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, why am I making $40,000 an episode? I'm angry. And now, first side note, $40,000 an episode to me sounds amazing.
I'm pretty sure there was like 13 episodes each season.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, sounds great. I totally would do that.
You're telling me you got $40,000 to executive produce that one episode where old girl had to chop up the. Oh wait, hold on. Time out. Have you?
I did see that episode.
Okay, good.
That shit was scary.
I don't want to
and gross.
spoil.
No, I've seen a lot.
But that's based on a true story, by the way.
I did read about that. I have to finish the last like 4 maybe episodes. But anyway, she was just like she's angry and like she was talking about that and it was like fuck. She was like fuck Hollywood. Does this make you uncomfortable? It should. It should make you fucking shaking your motherfucking boots. This is speaking truth. This is what Pose is. And then she was complaining about the material on the show. Yeah. And then she, on a weird turn of events, her boyfriend, which I didn't know, is Angel on the show. His name is Angel Bismarck Curel. She told him to stand up, and they said the news says that he nervously got up, and she was like, "Let me tell you something about love. Today I was gonna let Angel go." She said, "I was gonna let you go, right? But what did I do? I fucked someone on the crew." And so they were like, people were gasping, like, what the hell's happening? Yeah. She's like, Angel, I'm not losing you. You hear me? You are fucking important to me. I don't want to live in a house alone. I want you, you motherfucker. Right there. That's who I want. I'm getting what's mine. And then she went on to like talk about how she was apologizing to someone, talking about how like the trans women on the show were like breaking into the industry and it means so much and et cetera, et cetera. It just was a lot. It was so much. And she was apparently supposed to speak on Good Morning America the next day just to promote the show, but they canceled it.
Yeah, she definitely like that. Can we call it a Kanye? She pulled a Kanye.
She did pull a Kanye. She did.
Because all of that sounds like literally it's one thing to use like an award platform or even like some sort of like big sort of platform and literally tell like an impassioned speech. That kind of shit just sounds like she was drunk off Hennessy and she got up there and all of the things that were pissing her off that day just started flying out. And mind you, in there, I don't want this to be glossed over. A lot of what she said, it sounds like the paid transparency and putting giving trans actors platforms and stuff, like a lot of that in there is solid stuff.
Yeah.
But it's also mixed in there with like some infidelity shit. Like,
I think that
someone was drunk.
I hope that this is not something that kind of derails her career.
I hope so.
I met Jenna Mock.
It doesn't.
I met her a few years ago. She was at the 92Y talking, and it was like, she was just such a. I feel like her story is very important. She was talking about like why it's important that we accept all trans people and trans women who, like, for her, she's quote unquote passable.
Yeah.
She's never needed like a lot of trans women might get surgery to appear more feminine, to be more accepted into society, and she was just like, she's lucky and has a privilege, but we need to accept everyone regardless, which very true.
Yes.
And so I feel like her message is important. Now, does that mean she may not have problematic things about her? I have no clue. But I don't want this to be something that like cancels her or something. The only thing that to me was shitty was like the whole calling it admitting to infidelity about her with her boyfriend and having him be there. Like, it just sounded, that whole part was like weird. Like, stand up, I'm gonna tell you that I cheated on you in front of everybody. Like,
it's a weird power move.
That to me is kind of, it is a power move because she's more powerful than him.
Yeah.
He just came out on the scene, and I mean, he's super cute. I feel like he's super talented. He's such a great like actor, dancer, performer, and I want him to be able to get as much in Hollywood as he wants. But I still can see that she is the bigger player in this situation.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like, hopefully that dynamic is not causing him any pain, but also, like, can you imagine you're at a freaking gallery event premiere for your show and your partner's like, guess what? I just fucked Johnny, the best boy. Like,
yeah, it's essentially it's just like, oh man, like, but like, don't embarrass me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Yes.
So, but here, ultimately, and again, following the theme, I'm not sure if you can take the theme out that I'm getting, is that I don't know. I hope. I'm not sure, because you even said, like, I don't know if she basically said that I was going to break up with you, but we're staying together and I fucked somebody else or whatever like that. Either whether they stay together or whether they break up after this or whatnot, I hope that can be talked some sense into after, and the light of day, can figure this out and maybe become friends, because she needs friends. She needs a friend. She needs a friend to have told her, hey, maybe let's.
Who knows what's going on with her?
Maybe
this, like, people were saying that she sounded unhinged, so it's like, who knows? She could have been having
I don't like the term unhinged, because I feel like that's such a dismissive term that but
what if she was having
for women all the time?
I mean, they do use that for women too, but I mean, like, I guess to me, if I was in that crowd and I felt like she might have been having a mental crisis at the moment, then that would kind of be unhinged. Would, I think, be a bit accurate? Like she was having a moment. She was having a moment. And to me, on one hand, I don't love how when someone has a moment, and this was a private event. I couldn't find any video recording or camera footage of this. So it's like, it's a private event. She had this moment, and then like people just go to the gossip rags and they're like, let me tell you what Janet Mock did. And is that fair? I don't really know, because at the end of the day, that happened in that group. She should be allowed, she needs to be accountable and atone for all of that to the people that she hurt and the issues that she brought up in that moment. But I don't think that it's something that like the society needs to be a judge and jury for, because at the end of the day, what she did was not, to me, worth like lets everyone like judge her and what she was doing.
Look, if there's any takeaway from this, I'm just gonna say it was about 50% just dropping some truth bombs and 50% some shit that she could have kept in the group chat. And
keep it in the group chat. That's a shirt.
Keep it in the group chat, and you clearly need friends. Something along those lines. Okay. How about we take a quick break?
Alrighty.
All right, we'll be right back.
BRB.
With Black and Snurdy Podcast.
You're listening to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
We now return to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
And we're back.
From outer space.
See?
You got me.
There we go. Yes, we are back to the Black and Snurdy Podcast, of course. I'm feeling really good in this moment.
I'm feeling really great.
This is one of the few times where I feel like I really am having a lot of fun doing this podcast.
That's because we're doing it in the light of day and we're not tired and cranky.
And cranky?
Yes, and cranky.
We're not cranky and we're not angry.
That's cranky.
Yeah, there we go. See?
Duh. See, you know what? You make me cranky with your snazzy, sassy remarks.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And that's how I feel in this moment. But I promise you, listeners, we are actually friends.
I wish that I can't wait till we start recording this with video so that we could put up on the Patreon the looks that I would give you throughout this time, because I don't feel it cannot translate through audio how dastardly you behave during this podcast.
All right, time out. What do you mean dastardly? Dastardly?
You have shenanigans all up and through
shenanigans.
It. Yes.
I have
Shenanigans.
That's insane. That's insane. The idea that I have.
And speaking of insanity,
I want to fuck the ones I envy.
I'm gonna cut you off on all of these fucking drops.
Look, man, like, and you know what the funny thing is? And the funny thing is, for the listeners, in between these commercial breaks and stuff, I actually change out the drops, except for like one square one that's a miscellaneous one, that's a mystery one that I just change out while we're recording. But all of them, I literally tell Odie which one they are, so that if she wants, she can push them. Not taking advantage of it, and therefore, fair enough. It is now time for us to move things along to our mental health journey. This is the section of the podcast. Me and Odie, we're in therapy. We're advocates, not experts, when it comes to therapy and self-care, and just checking in with each other as friends do to see how we're doing. So how's your mental health journey this week?
Well, I have some great news.
Ooh, great
Guess
news.
what?
Wait, hold on. Is it is it what I think it is? I'm waiting with bated breath. Like I'm literally over here. Like I feel like I already know the answer, and I probably should because a good friend would.
I mean, I don't know, but you could tell me what you were thinking after I say it.
Yes.
I got a new therapist.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to say that you finally went to the new therapist, but now it sounds like you've solidified it by claiming that therapist.
Yeah, well, so this would happen.
Tell me about it.
So currently I'm in talks therapy. Shout out to my therapist. Love her. And now I'm going to be including my talk therapy.
Yeah.
I'm also going to be doing DBT.
Wait, what is that? What is DBT?
Well, it is dialectical behavior therapy.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a type of cognitive behavioral therapy, and so it helps you learn how to just cope with different things, learning different skills, and it's really useful for different like depression, ADHD, anxiety, etc. So I had initially spoke with the reason why I had started with my original therapist is I was looking for cognitive behavioral therapy because that is what I know a lot of people with ADHD or ADD use to help, especially with things like executive functions.
I'm currently in cognitive behavioral therapy.
You are? I didn't know that. I feel like you've mentioned that before, but I didn't realize you were currently doing that.
That's what I've been doing for the past, I want to say 3 years. That's my therapist.
So you do CBT, but it's CBT, and because CBT and DBT are, even though DBT is like under the umbrella of CBT, it's not the same. So which one are you doing?
CBT. I'm just now finding out about DBT, so I'm doing CBT.
Cool. So what type of things do you do with CBT?
Well, actually, like it took my shout out to Dr. Ken. It took him a long time to transition me because he is CBT, or he was CBT. He's no longer my therapist, but it took a long time. It started out like it was supposed to be CBT, but it was talk, and then it slowly, like once we got to the root of everything that because everything that you do and everything that happens that there's a source of that. Mm-hmm. And the idea for him was that if we're going to be doing this and tackling this long term, and after a while I proved it, it was finding the source of all of the reasons and actions of why I do the things that I do that I don't like or that I want to change or that I want to learn about. And then once I figured out that source, it's actually taking action to actively not do that thing, or now that I am aware of where it comes from, to address it, tackle it, and it's like giving me homework and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But and then he had to, because of the COVID lockdown, he moved back home to Alaska. Right? Yep. And then I was able to get a black woman. Shout out to Dr. Aisha. Who's literally just all homework. It's literally like, look, you know what this shit is. You know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it, and you know where it comes from. There might be a little bit of like, if it's new territory or something that I've just never really thought about before, it might be honing in, but by the end of it, you better believe I'm getting some homework and actually like keeping this in mind. That's why a lot of the stuff that that's why if you get to know me, I tend to do some weird, also I'm a theater person, and I'm a theatrical kind of person, so I speak in like TV terms and movie terms, and like talk in the third person, and just like I use like story structure terminology type bullshit on my life because it's me actively looking at myself both objectively and subjectively in order to move accordingly and move in a more positive way. Because I could easily just turn that off and just move through the world like a bull in a china shop, but I am actively trying to be better than I was yesterday. And this is the sort of method that makes sense to me as an individual for me to do that. And so that's what works for me.
I love that.
And I don't even know if we've ever, even off mic, talked in that realm of why I do and say like sort of like movie type stuff with my life and apply it to everything. It's actually just how my brain processes everything that I'm doing. It's because otherwise I'd just be a bit of a dick, just going throughout the world, just doing nothing.
Well, no, I'm glad to hear. Like, I knew that you did CBT before, but I didn't realize that was like what you were currently actively doing. So I'm glad to have you as kind of like a sounding board when I start doing my DBT, because I'm hoping that my hope from, having this new therapist is that I'll be able to get a handle on some of my ADHD things that are very frustrating for me.
Yeah.
Like executive functions.
Yes.
Those are basically, it's like when you having good executive functioning skills, it's like, like, okay, I'm going to clean my apartment.
Right.
And you know where to start, when to start, how to start. So there's not a lot of like overwhelm and confusion.
Yes.
However, for me, that's something that is, in one hand, it's so simple, and like as an adult, it's like, yeah, I should totally be able to handle cleaning my apartment and not be a big deal.
Yeah.
But for me, something as simple as just like cleaning my kitchen, instead of it being like an hour-long thing, it's taking me like 5 hours because I'm so confused where to start, and I'm just doing a little bit by bit, and I'm getting distracted, and it's like a whole situation, and that to me is very frustrating. And now that I started this. Well, I didn't start a new job, but like I'm finally like officially on as like a full-time person.
It honestly, every time you say it, it deserves to be congratulated and cheered.
Thank you. But with that, especially, like I want to make sure that I just have a real handle on my time management, because that goes into it. My focus, my concentration, because right now I'm taking medicine, but I'm about to get off this medicine, not because I don't think medicine works, because I was on medicine before that was working. This current medicine that I'm on is not doing anything to make me gain weight. And that's like, it's not helpful.
Like, because and this is what I'm slowly learning, certain medications, I guess that's why there's a wide variety and wide range of medications, is because like the individual person needs very specific either combinations or what have you. There's not just one thing that fixes everybody.
Well, do you remember when I said earlier, when we were talking about Justin Bieber earlier, and I was talking about white supremacy ruining everything? Medication is one of those main things, because our medical system is very racist. So even with an ADHD, a lot of the testing and just understanding is from white boys and men.
Yes.
When you're talking about ADHD in women, or just neurodivergence in women, it's not a lot of research in women, especially not a lot of research on black women and black girls. So when the people are prescribing you this medicine, it's not really with the greatest pool of people.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about genetics, like the reason why, say for instance, the new vaccine that came out, everyone is not going to have the same side effects, which is why it's always so important when you have a new vaccine and a new drug that you have such a large testing pool, because we never know how it's going to interact.
Right.
So now with these medicines, like it's the same thing. And because we do have such a wide range of medicines, it's like, okay, if this one doesn't work, try another one. But it's like kind of a luck of the draw of seeing what is going to work for you as a person. Because I could have a twin sister and she and I have the same exact symptoms, and things work exceedingly different for both of us.
Agreed. So, just different medications work differently for different people, which is why I'm actually going to talk to my psychiatrist when I make that call on Monday to get new medication, because I think I need a stronger dosage. But that's neither here nor there.
But I mean, I'm just going to wrap up that on my end, I'm very excited to start this new therapist. We start next week.
Congratulations.
And I'm looking forward to seeing like how these strategies help me like move forward. And I'm also really excited that I get to still keep my main therapist. Shout out to Dr. Lords, because she's really helped me just talking through a lot of different things, and we're going to be tackling some things that I thought I worked through that I realized I've actually not really worked through as much as I thought. And that's good, because I think that one thing about ADHD, there's some things that show up that are trauma related that may show up as ADHD symptoms that might actually just be trauma.
Yeah.
And then there's just like, here are the actual ADHD symptoms. And what I want to do is get to as close as to what these ADHD things are. So if I can work on the other stuff that might be impacting my ADHD and exaggerating it, that'll be great. Because then I'm be streamlined and focused on just finding the best coping mechanisms for like the bare necessities versus trying to like fix the whole enchilada with like different medicines and different therapies. Like, I just want to be as streamlined as possible. And
I'm going to be very interested in following you on your mental health journey when it comes to this, because like I said, what works for me is in a very specific way for my style of active cognitive behavioral therapy is seeing things in literary movie terms and looking at it through that way, and then just be like applying it to my life so that I can go the other way and like to be active in that. So I'm curious how yours is going to manifest, because I got to imagine it's not even just like a blanket thing of like, this is, I'm sure your therapist is going to have a personalized style for you once they get to know you. And I'm very curious as how that's going to turn out. I'm looking forward to it. I honestly am looking forward to it.
I already think about my life through the lens of music, movie, and TV and books. So I'd be curious how similar our things are, just because that's like, I already do that, but I'd be curious. But enough about me, how is your week going with your mental health?
I'm gonna keep this very quickly. I'm gonna keep this very quickly. All the things that are coming out of my mouth should be on shirts. Look, okay, this is exactly what I'm gonna say. My brain, the way that it works, there are certain things that I've tackled throughout my life, certain deep, dark nonsense that I've addressed and put past me. I've looked the monsters in the eye, and I've tackled them, and then I move forward. But what I'm slowly learning is that sometimes something random might trigger me to go back to those horrifying, traumatic things, and will still be so strong within me that they trigger a negative response in me. And it's like, I thought I got past this. The only reason why I'm being vague is because I personally don't I feel comfortable enough to speak about it out loud, but not necessarily on a podcast. I suffered some trauma when I was a kid, and I addressed it and looked it dead in the eye and called it what it was for a long time and made peace with it. And then yesterday I was at the botanical gardens and I saw lily pads and like reminded myself that I loved frogs as a kid and had a stuffed animal, and just started regaling about like, oh, the adventures that I had with that kid. And then it was just like, oh, why don't I that was such a mad, weird, innocent time. I love that. Why don't I ever think about look at me when I was so innocent. And then that led me down the road of realizing, oh, that's right, because something happened, and that's what led me to not be as innocent as I was anymore. So, my mental health journey is just recognizing, allowing myself to feel what I feel, knowing that that's something to put on the docket to talk to my therapist about next time that I meet with my therapist, but just allowing myself, like, that was confusing. It came out of nowhere, but allowing myself to feel that very intense, raw feeling, and then recognize that that's somewhere inside my brain and know that I need to address it, but that there's nothing wrong with feeling it. Well, that's my journey.
I feel like that's the best part about living at the time that we're living in now, is that we have the resources and people to help out with that. And funny enough, that was something similar that I talked to my therapist about this week when we were deciding of like, okay, now that you're doing this other therapy, what are we going to be working on? And I just was like, I thought I got over these things, but apparently like I have not. And it was interesting because this morning, like on Sundays, I listen to my astrology podcasts, and they just like give you like what's going on this week and things that might come up, etc. And both of them mentioned things coming up of like from childhood and just us combating things that happened and like with our going back to our child selves.
Right.
And I was like, damn, that's so interesting, because I had just talked about this with my therapist, and you and I had just talked about how you were feeling. So it's just like, wow, like the stars are always just kind of aligning in the ways that we're working through things, and then you just see astrology in action. But I think it's great that you have these therapists to support you and help you through these things, because at the end of the day, we never know what's going to trigger us. And even if we thought we worked through something, sometimes you just need a little help to like get over those lingering little impacts. And I think I had said this to you earlier, that trauma is like when you're an amputee and you sometimes just have that phantom pain. Like, you know it's not there, you've made peace with it not being there, but then one day it's like, oh shit, my leg hurts, but your leg's not there, and you have to go through that rigmarole all over again. But at least you have the people there to support you, to get you through it. So yeah. I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too. And you know what? You don't have a glass in front of you, but I would cheers you. There's no clink in the background, but I'll cheers you. And for everybody who's listening, again, I like to say I'm an advocate, not an expert when it comes to mental health and self-care. If you can, therapy is helpful. Self-care is important. Just like do right by yourself.
Yes, better health, talk space, therapy for Black girls, therapy for Black men. I mean, there's so many resources out there, and a lot of these places are actually they've been giving like sometimes free or sliding scale. Both of my therapists do sliding scale to help out if you can't do it through your through like Medicaid or whatever. So just find out.
Do what you got to do, and do what you got to do to do right by you. There we go. And it's so funny that the way that we schedule these things, because the next thing that we're gonna go in, I got a question for you, Odie. What's pissing you off this week? What's getting under your skin? What's bothering you? This is the section where let's vent.
All right. I have two major things that are pissing me off this week.
Okay.
The first one, I don't know if we talked about this last week, but if you remember Micaiah Bryant, the 16-year-old that was shot by the police officer in Columbus, Ohio. Right. I think it's either a week or two ago. Now, what's been pissing me off about the situation, it's like, yes, I'm upset that this 16-year-old was shot by police, but what's really pissing me off are the people online, especially like the Black people, the Black men who are jumping over themselves to talk about why it's okay that the police shot her, and like we shouldn't be upset because they were saving another Black person from being killed. And
just for a little bit of context, because of why this is a very specific style, and it, I understand that this is a wait for it type thing, but also, just to give a little bit of context, the video of the, shooting came out. Apparently, Micaiah was like,
So basically, this is the background.
That's all I'm asking.
Micaiah, 16 years old. She was in foster care, and they're grown women who I believe were either cousins or friends of her foster parent. Were coming to the house to fight her. She knew they were coming to the house to fight her. They had actually been kind of tormenting her over the last week or so, right? And
she had a knife to protect herself.
She had a knife because these grown women were coming to fight her, and you're 16 years old. Frontal cortex is not even finished developing. Someone's going to come and fight you. You're going to try to defend yourself.
Yes.
Her, I believe it was either her foster sister or maybe cousin, calls the police saying like, help, like these, not on her. They were calling the police to say she was getting attacked and they needed help.
Yes.
This police officer gets out of his car and literally seconds after coming out of the car, just shoots her 4 times in the back.
Not even a warning, not even a freeze, not nothing.
And not even just that, but her aunt said that after they shot her, they laughed about it and were like, Blue Lives Matter, which is even more disgusting than the fact that you could bring in armed men of any age, white men, you could bring them in, no harm, and fucking buy them Burger King, but you cannot possibly de-escalate a situation with a 16-year-old. And now, I have been a teacher before, not for high school, but I've been a teacher before. I've been in high school. We were in high school, all of us. I've seen fights happen. Sometimes kids fight and they have weapons. And yet, there's not a need. Teachers without guns find ways to de-escalate situations and restrain these children without murdering them. Now, Ma'Khia Bryant, she had this knife. They shot her, and the people online, after seeing this video of this happening, are just like jumping over themselves and be like, she deserved it, or, well, the cop didn't have any other choice, he did what was right, etc., etc. And it's just disgusting, the misogyny noir that happens when it is a black man who's shot, whether he is armed or not. That we rally around them, because at the end of the day, police officers are not supposed to shoot and kill even people who are guilty. The point of having a police officer is to arrest, and you let due process go through, regardless of whether or not we think someone with an AK-47,
Agreed.
like you just do that.
Agreed.
But now that it's this young girl, and I can't help but think that because of the fact that she was like a bigger girl, she wasn't like a small petite girl. She probably looked like she was like 5'6", a thick girl that was like, oh, she's grown. But like the adultification of young black girls is constant within our society, and the not protecting black girls because we think that they're doing whatever the case that's wrong, when in reality, she was just a sweet little girl doing TikToks like any other teenager who should still be alive doing TikToks, because there were so many ways to have restrained her.
Yes. Like, I'm not sure if I ever told you this, right? But I had this thing that I did. I had a Tumblr page. I think I deleted it, but what have you. So in 2017, for a straight year, what I did was I would come on camera and I would take shots, right? And I did that specifically, like, based on, like, I did it every single day. It literally was me. I didn't say anything. It was just me in front of the camera, took 1 or 2 shots, depending on whatever the day was. I took multiple shots, or what have you. And then on December 31st, at the end of the year, what I did was I counted how many videos I did and how many shots I did. The shots was representing every single person that was killed by a fucking cop. And in 2017, I forget, it was in the hundreds. It was in the hundreds of how many shots I took that entire year. I'm sick, I'm tired, and I'm just exhausted with the long and never-ending list of names that I now have to commit to memory, because they look like me, and they are me. They go before the grace of God, whatever you want to say. It's exhausting, and it just feels like nothing is ever getting done. And I'm sorry to co-opt and co-jack and hijack your grievance.
No, it's fine.
Because there's like a 3 weeks straight we talked about black rappers dying young, but like almost every single week for the last since vaccines started dropping.
Yeah.
Fucking back to normal. And normal apparently is just cops killing fucking people of color. And more names constantly adding to the long, exhausting fucking list. And I'm tired, and it's saddening, and it's such a twisted fucking thing, because like there's that part in the back of me that's like, at least I'm still passionate about it, which means that I still care. Because the day when I'm just like, well, it's a Tuesday,
Yeah.
And I don't care is the day that it's just sad. And I never want that day to come.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's very frustrating and saddening, and I can't wait till this is really like something in the past for us. And just the other thing.
Yeah, I was about to say this is
not even the end.
Number one of your grievance.
Number one. My second one is connected to just the protection of Black women and Black girls. So Tory Lanez, if you don't recall,
that's right.
He is the Oompa Loompa who shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot.
Because he's short. Yeah, he is.
He's extremely
You know what? No, fuck Tory Lanez, because he's 5'7" and I'm 5'7".
He's not 5'7".
We don't get to call him Oompa Loompa.
No, he's not 5'7". He's like 5'2".
Okay,
If he is 5'7", he's a really tiny 5'7", because he doesn't look like that.
Well, yeah, you keep going.
Well, anyway,
I hate that I'm about to use I'm going incognito mode.
He, as you know, last year we found out that he had shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot for some bullshit reason, and then denied it, tried to say she was lying.
This is one of the few times where, like, technically I know we should say allegedly. I don't want to say allegedly.
No,
that nigga
he did it.
He did it.
And then, like, put this whole charade out to make people think that Meg was lying.
Mm-hmm.
So now he has joined with fellow fuckboy Chris Brown.
He's 5'3".
Yeah, I know. He's tiny. He joined with fellow fuckboy Chris Brown to have a joint album. And he is also dropping 2 new singles with DaBaby and Young Blue. I don't know who Young Blue is, but I'm really disappointed with DaBaby because DaBaby and Meg Thee Stallion, one, they both came out like at the same time. They're to me, if I would think about like hip hop or rap collaborators, they're both very close.
They're on multiple songs.
Multiple.
Together.
They just had a video come out together.
I love one of my favorite songs that I still play at like parties and shit and on my phone. Cash shit.
Exactly. And I'm just,
you know why these bitches love me? Because baby don't give a fuck.
Well, apparently he doesn't give a fuck if he's going to be partnering up with this man that shot his friend.
Right.
And I feel like if the tables had turned, right? If Meg Thee Stallion did something to harm Tory Lanez, she would be completely blackballed. But we see that when Black men, and I'm not saying that it's not about white men either, but we're talking about Black men and Black women.
When it's violence again,
the violence.
When it's violence against Black women,
nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still working together. And like with Chris Brown, I have tried to say, okay, with the thing that happened with Rihanna, it was one time. That like a few years ago, I was like, yeah, no, it was one time. We should let him grow. He was young, etc. But no, I feel like I talked about this a few podcasts ago.
Yeah.
I just saw pictures of him choking I don't know if this is a girlfriend, this woman, he was choking a woman, and the pictures landed on Instagram. Nobody was talking about it. And now he's going to do this stupid, terrible album, I'm sure, with Tory Lanez. And it's like, where is the regard for Black women? And the thing that pisses me off is like, I can never disassociate myself from Black men when they talk about like, a lot of Black women have, or not a lot, some Black women have said, y'all want us to cape for you, but you don't want to cape for us. And it's true. I can't see myself not caping for Black men simply because, like, they're my people. My little brother's a Black man, like, and I don't want anything to happen to them.
Yeah,
but it makes it difficult when these things happen to see how little regard is kept for us.
Yeah, and you know what? So just straight up, fuck Tory Lanez all the way, left and right, back and front, side to side, center. But like I said a few times ago. Barbados, Rihanna's our queen. I stopped listening to Chris Brown and anything that he ever did after that whole fucking incident. Like, and he went on fucking CNN and paraded himself in that baby blue sweater next to his mom. He was like, he's just a good kid or whatever like that. And he was singing on the rain and whatever that year that was. I was like, I'm not listening to it. I don't care about his music and I don't care about Tory Lanez. I don't care about nothing. I don't need to ever, guess what? It's super not that hard to not listen to these dudes. So,
first of all, Tory Lanez doesn't have any, I can't even think of a song of his. So
well, you know what the sad part is? He's on that fucking Jack Harlow remix of What's Poppin'. But guess what? Turns out I don't need to listen. I'll just listen to the original without that dude. Jack Harlow, What's Poppin'? That song is good. I don't need to listen to the remix. I don't need to ingest any Tory Lanez or Chris Brown media whatsoever. Miss me with that bullshit, and I'm saying it with my mouth as opposed to with the drop. But also, miss me with that bullshit. Fuck them.
What's grinding you this week?
Fuck you, Michael. Fuck you.
If you know, you know.
And that's all I'm gonna say. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking monster. I'm not giving any context to that. I'm just saying it. Fuck you, Michael. Fuck you.
If you know, you know.
And that's it. That's all that's grinding me.
All right. And
now we can end on something that's more happy with the, what's making us happy this week.
I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
Oh my goodness, we both mouthed, "I'll have your baby for you." I looked at you as you were doing that.
If you guys have not looked for Cop Rock Baby Merchant, I don't know what you're doing.
We're clearly going to be leaving that in the links of the descriptions of every single one of these that drop
you
or
have
whatever.
to watch it. It's gonna make you happy.
But boy, oh boy, it's good. It makes me happy.
It's so perfect, and when we get that parody going, you're gonna really love it.
Yeah, we're gonna do a Migos style. Oh no, we're gonna do a Pop Smoke. We keep changing whichever style drop. It's gonna be like UK, like it's gonna be
drill. This is proprietary information. If you even try it, we're gonna sue you. I'm the baby merchant.
I'm the baby merchant.
It's perfect. We're gonna win a Grammy.
I'm the baby merchant. I can't. I have to focus so hard on saying I'm the baby merchant. I can't think of the other thing.
What is something that has made you happy this week? Besides the baby merchant.
No them fuss. It might actually be a tribute to DMX and just be like,
oh, see, that would be perfect.
Baby merchant.
Sorry for your ears, people. Sorry for your ears.
No, I'm not. We the two loudest people that I know.
That's also a shirt. That's a great sort of shirt idea.
The two. The thing. All right. So can I be honest with you?
Yes.
The thing, because usually we start with you as far as like what makes us happy this week. But look, in the past week, it's the simplest things. It's the little things, right? It's this thing that I haven't got a chance to do and that I'm going to do now on this podcast in this very moment because I'm a big fan of anime, right? It's the nerdy part of me is that like I appreciate the media of anime. It's not a genre. It's a platform. It's a style of media. And I am a firm believer, like, anime is as popular as it's ever been. And there's so many different styles within the genre. Even the season, there's so many. Fucking Megalobox just came back with a second season. And the season is fucking amazing. It's great. Attack on Titan, the final season, the first part of the no, and you know the funny thing is,
it's scary. It's scary.
It's scary, but you would be surprised where it goes because it's just.
Is it at any point are the giants not eating people and tearing them limb from limb?
Kinda.
I don't believe you.
Season 3 is there's like the first half of season 3 has none of that because it talks about like it turns out like the enemy might be humanity, and then like and partially okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna spoil anything. But honestly, it might actually be one of the like it just got finished its run in manga form. It might actually be one of the like fucking best fucking manga stories of all time. Okay, and yes, I know some people say manga, I say manga, but the thing that's making me happy is because I think like I actually have found the actual drive because ever since I was younger, like I don't recommend anime to people. You know, like, because, like, there's so many different styles of anime and there's so many different styles of people, just like the medication, like we were just talking about. Like, if you recommend the wrong thing to somebody, then they think, oh, that's all of anime. That's the only medium where that seems to be the case. No one says, oh, if you recommend the wrong comedy, then they think all of comedy is fucking bad or anything like that. You know what I mean? Or you recommend the wrong painting, that all paintings in the museums or stuff like, ew, Mona Lisa, who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck about Cubism now or anything. I won't even give you that a chance. So what's making me happy is this challenge that I'm giving myself. Odie?
Yes.
I think that I can get you into anime as a medium by finding the perfect anime for you.
So
one.
Okay.
Like I'm not saying that you're going to be like, oh, I love all of the stuff. But what I'm saying is I think that anime is now at a point in a position where there's so many different genres. Like, because it's, again, like there's so many different styles that there might be one that might work for you as a person and what your interest lies and stuff.
But this is the thing. I don't dislike anime. Mm-hmm. There are just some that I'm not like a huge fan of.
Right.
Definitely not watching Attack on Titan because you already know I hate zombies.
Okay.
And they're always like, I feel like the storyline could be, I like the animation on it's great. I think that it looks cool, but the fact that those weirdly walking giants with their weird shaped bodies is terrifying, and I cannot do it. I've watched One Piece. I've watched One Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
I've watched. There's a few of them that I've watched that I can never remember the names. I just want their movies.
Yes, because everybody look. Not all anime is Dragon Ball Z. Not all anime is One Punch Man. Not all anime is One Piece or Bleach or Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
there are many different styles of anime with different genres. But like anytime most people think of anime, they think of like the big ones, like the ones that I just listed.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of niche ones too and I think there's enough room that now this is what I'm going to be calling hashtag BAS anime challenge, Black and Snurdy anime challenge. I am going to find the perfect anime. So what it's going to be essentially, this is why it's making me happy. Essentially, I'm going to find an anime. I'm going to recommend it to Odie, and we're going to like with any show, the 3-episode rule. Okay. If you're not hooked in 3 episodes, then,
Does hooked mean like I would watch it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like you would watch it, as in specifically knowing you, that you would even, obviously I'm going to go with English dubbed episodes.
I don't mind watching things that are I like watching subtitled movies.
I'm sure, but I'm meeting you I'm meeting you on your level. I already have to fucking sell you on anime.
Okay.
But and again, like by sell you, I mean like you're familiar with the big ones, the big known ones. But I have to like meet you on your level, which is, it's fine. There's an entry level to all this shit, and I think that there's enough. Mind you, I'm not gonna lie, it was gonna be Food Wars. I don't think that Food Wars is gonna be the recommendation I'm gonna go with.
You know what? Food Wars, I think I watched that one episode, and that to me wasn't bad. I feel like the thing with me with animations, I just don't like when the anime is about something gross. I don't want to see people dying and being impaled and all that shit. I don't like that.
There's a lot of slice of life when it comes to anime. But I think if you just tell me 3 things that you like right here, right now, like just things that you're interested in, things that you like, just whatever. It could be as abstract as possible. Name 3 things, and I'm going to find an anime that I think could speak to your, and as a side note, for anybody who's watched Food Wars, I love Food Wars. It's like the meals are great. It's not perfect. It's fine because again, it's like a dude who ends up going to like a food culinary school, and it's cutthroat, and like they have to battle like by cooking the best dishes, and all those dishes are real. All those dishes are real. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. Hello. This is what happens. Anyhow. Name 3 things.
Harry Potter, books, travel.
So the first 2 things are just one thing.
No, Harry Potter
and books. Harry
Yeah.
Potter's a book.
But every book is not Harry Potter.
Ooh, so you understand the concept of anime, is what you're saying.
I've always understood the concept.
If you know, you know.
That actually is the wrong
the
drop.
wrong one.
That's
It
not the
is.
one that I wanted to use. But I'm going to keep this part in there anyway. So you said Harry Potter, books, and...
travel.
Actually, I have two. I think I actually might have two recommendations, but neither of them have English dubs.
I don't care if it doesn't have English dub. I'm going to watch it.
All right, well...
I won't play Candy Crush when I'm watching it, which is very difficult for me with my ADHD to not play on my phone while I'm watching the movie.
I'm gonna pull them up on Hulu after this, and we'll see. All right. Anyhow, so what's making you happy this week? What's making me happy is challenging you. Is creating this challenge.
All right. What's making me happy this week is one. Okay, got my promotion or official contract. Got my new therapist. And
so you watched me struggle to push that thing, and
but you got it.
But this is supposed to be supporting you, and yet you didn't want me to support you.
But the last one.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Anyhow, continue.
Anyway, the last thing is, my sister was here. She visited from North Carolina.
That's fantastic.
And this is the first time she's been here since she moved about, 2 or 3 months ago. So it was nice. We got to go to brunch, which was cool, which we haven't been to in ages. And I will say the brunch was not that great. I mean, the unlimited drinks were cool, but I mean, my food was good.
I did that on purpose because, I'm one that was delayed cheering for you and your sister, but also let's call out all of these brunch places that aren't that fucking good.
All I know is
fuck them.
My food was good, but my friend, she got the chicken and waffle. She was just like, this chicken is so damn dry. And I was glad that I didn't get that because I was actually looking for it. But I'm like, it was a Mexican restaurant. You don't get chicken and waffles at a Mexican restaurant unless you know they're going to do something good with it. But those are the things that, made me happy this week.
All right. And that's everything that's been making us happy. Baby merchant, tots are us.
I give you
auto service and no damn fuss. Baby merchant, just a week or two. I love you, baby, for you.
I have a baby for you. I'm the baby merchant. I'm the baby merchant. I told us, and I had to be for you. Ooh, zoned out.
Just watch The Baby Merchant. Just watch it.
Everybody,
it's so good.
Everybody watch The Baby Merchant. All right, you guys, this has been Black and Sturdy Podcast. Thank you again. Thank you for watching and listening. And when I say watching, obviously in my mind, anyone who's listening to this podcast is staring at their phone, like everyone did in the old days.
Once we get our Patreon, you will be watching because you'll be seeing.
Yes.
So.
Well, I mean, yes. Yes, exactly. There'll be a bunch of stuff. And side note, there's a bunch of stuff that I cut out that I do not want to be on the final version. But it's all good because you're going to get what you get. So thank y'all. Y'all have a good one. Take it easy. Bye.
You know that you were kawaiiing, but no one can see you do that.
Kawaii. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. I'm not going to. That's something that I'm gonna have to explain at the top in the next episode. Yeah, okay. But either way, that's it. We're done. Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatSOD, THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.